Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I do want to take care of a little bit of maintenance here and say that amazing that this is now the 50th conference call we've held and recorded and tracked for people. And it is still amazing, the growth of the call and the popularity of it. We send it out to everybody that signed up for it, and literally now it wouldn't be uncommon for hundreds to hear the call, and it's international in scope, goes all over the world. So that's exciting, but this call, landmark, the 50th one, and I'm really excited to do them. It's a wonderful experience, and I'm so happy to share information. But this is a unique topic today, and I want to start by talking about, I was looking at a technician's toolbox, and the toolbox was absolutely stunning, and it was as it should be. If you're going to make money as a technician today, you better have your toolbox in order, and it better be the type of situation that you need a tool, you know where it is, and you know how to get there, and it just takes no time at all to get the right tool to do the job that you're performing. And the interesting contrast to that, and these days, again, I see so many dealerships losing substantial amounts of money because the special tools that they purchase are not in any kind of order. They're in total disarray. The technicians spend hours and hours of wasted time looking for the tool they need to put the transmission seal in or whatever specialty tool they're looking for. And it is absolutely imperative that we look at this and understand, first of all, the investment. A dealership has no option on special tools. It's not a situation where we can say, yeah, geez, I've got enough for now. Don't ship them in. And we could debate if the company is sending in too many tools or are all of these tools needed. But the reality is most of these tools are needed. And today we're going to talk about different options in tracking them, caring for them, and understanding the huge investment in dollars and the huge time after time expense in not doing a good job with special tools. But the investment alone for the dealer is well into six figures. If you look at the cost of what these tools are that are coming in and the amount of money involved in those tools, it is well into six figures. Why then do most dealerships not have a real good way to track for them, capitalize on that investment? You know, a lot of times you look for a tool and they're stacked up, and embarrassingly, many times when I'm traveling around, I'll see the special tools still in the boxes, never even been unpacked. Or if we even go so far as to unpack the tools, there's no place for them. There's no one managing it. We have a situation where, as you look at the need, there's no option for the future. The same problem exists the next time you need a tool. Who has it? You better have a system in place when someone gets a special tool. You need to know which technician has the tool. One of the things that I think is just essential is a little item that I'd say called tech tags. And the tech tags, when you look at it, each tech would have 5 tags with their number on it. So when they get a tool, they identify it with the exact technician that has the tool. So if someone else needs the identical tool, they know that Bob has that or Tom has that, and they know where it is at all times. If your dealership doesn't know where your special tools are at all times, then you're not doing a good job at this. And it does require attention. What is your program, if you have one? Fantastic. Are you using the tool guides, or are you using a way to track them and know what tools are current, what tools are not current? Are we cleaning up the special tool bins? Or do you allow your technicians to just roam through the tool bays and throw the tools wherever they're done, or even they don't return them to the tool room? This is the critical component. What other investment in the dealership, what other six-figure plus investment in the dealership gets such little attention? Cash in the bank? Well, I think that's going to get all kinds of attention. Accounts receivables? All kinds of attention. Open repair orders? I hope so. But when it comes to special tools, what's the investment? Who handles it? Do you have a strong process? Many times, new tools never get taken out of the box. Oh, we get to that when we have time. Believe me, we cannot treat this investment like that. It is literally losing tens of thousands of dollars in revenue annually. So let's look at some options. What is a really good way to track these tools? Now, the first one, and I would say my own personal favorite, is to compensate the parts department in some way to manage the tool investment. Now, some people might say that there's no room in their parts department. Every individual dealership has their unique circumstances, or you might not have the staffing. But if you look at the best people to handle an item like a tool, the tool has a number on it. Parts very used to tracking numbers, putting them on a shelf, know what bin number, what that tool is, where it is. And it would also be easy for them to have the tech tags and know who has what tool. And the best practice here is no tech can have over 5 tags with their number. If they have over 5 special tools, then return them and you can get another tool. But if the parts department is handling it, and it is a situation where space is made available and the parts department does fairly have some compensation that should be coming their way. But when you do that, I'll say that's the ideal best practice. And then the parts department also very familiar with tracking what parts are obsolete. So as the tools age, they don't get used at all. That should be put into a special storage unit or a special storage area and identified on the exterior of a plastic container or something to manage the real older tools that are no longer in direct day in, day out use. And the other option is if you have a tool room and the technicians have access to it and the tools are identified and they're located in a real common area, and you have that kind of room in the shop, some area in the shop that's designated for special tools, you still in that environment need to track the technicians, who has what tools, where those tools are located. The tool tags are still an essential part of this with the technician's number on it, so they can put the tag where the tool normally is and identify that they are currently using that tool. In the shop environment, the problems, or let's call them wrinkles, who is designated to keep the tool room in order? Is it an hourly lube tech? Is it a standard situation where when new tools come in, they're identified, checked in, put away, and a proper location developed? You see, these are the types of things we have to have worked out and in place and never compromise. It can't be a situation that you allow yourself to say, when my dealership has time, when my guy has time. It won't work. The tools will pile up. They won't be identified. They'll be missing. You'll be sending drivers to a local dealership that has it halfway together or better together or hasn't used that tool to go pick it up and borrow it from them because your tool system is incompetent or non-existent. Can you imagine the technician time wasted while we try to track a dealership that's close by that will loan us a tool? These practices shouldn't be even in consideration. And occasionally the manufacturer will do some nice things to us too, like they'll send a tool compliance report out and say that, hey, in 2 months we're going to do a tool compliance report. Make sure the dealership that you're working has all the special tool requirements. So they're going to come in inventory and then bill you what tools they don't find. Does any of that sound appealing? As a matter of fact, it's not. And we all know it's not. We know what the need is. We know what the different options are. So we need to implement, please, some kind of an action plan in your dealership that puts the understanding of what this investment is, the importance of technicians having access to it, and it's no different than their toolbox. It should be organized, detailed, easily tracked to make your shop the most efficient possible. 6-figure plus investment with almost no dealership management. All right, Mike, let's open the lines and see if anyone has some comments. If you are using special tools in a real good way, I would love to hear what you're doing with it. Is anyone doing it really good? You can raise your hand.
I don't know if it's really good, but we're charging them out on the ROs.
You're charging them out on the ROs?
We have them cataloged by tool number, and we put them right on the repair order that it's borrowed against, and the advisor can't close the repair order until the tool's returned and off the repair order.
That's a good idea.
That is a real good idea. Now, where are they centrally located so the technicians can actually check it out and, you know?
Well, they're in the parts department, and, you know, to your reference point of who's accountable, we have it written in the parts manager's pay plan that one of his jobs is to, his job description is to as well inventory the tools.
That is a good plan. So when the tools come in, they go right to the parts department, and they're put in a location that's identifiable. Then the RO is your tracking system, and they can't close the RO till the tool is returned.
Correct.
That's the best I've ever heard. That is the best program I've ever heard. Where did you develop that, or did you find that someone else was doing that, or did you develop that for your local?
I can't take all the credit. I saw a piece of it in action in a prior life, and I took the chunk of it with the parts manager, and I moved it to categorized and charged on the repair order. I can't take all the credit.
Well, I'll tell you, thanks for sharing that. That is the absolute best practice as I see it. There's no one that does it better that I've seen. So congratulations to do it very well. And then so your technicians, never lose time looking for a tool.
Perfect world, yeah. The reality is things get broken or lost, and sometimes they don't get replaced, but ultimately we generally are pretty well organized in the system. It does work well.
Fantastic. Does anyone else have any comments? That is ideal. Anyone else?
Hey, Rob, this is Bruce.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
If anyone would like to take the time to learn a little bit more about tool organization, they should cruise into and study a little bit about 5S. And that's just a workplace organization where you sort through your tools. You know, you go through and eliminate the unnecessary ones and store the ones that aren't being used and straighten them and then set them into order to flow properly. Another S is systematic cleaning, shine them up, clean them up, and then standardize them, and then continue to service them. And just in thinking about this whole situation and knowing a little bit about the Kent Moore tool systems and the investment in tools, if you have 6 technicians and those 6 techs spend 30 minutes a day looking for tools, that turns into 180 minutes a day. And if you take that, that's 3 hours, you take that toward let's say a blended shop rate or your average shop rate of $86, that turns into $258 a day. And if you multiply that out by the number of days we're in the shop, which is generally 220 to 240, that could be in excess of $60,000 in a year. And we get a lot of pushback when we recommend that we have someone come in and sort and standardize and sustain these things. Just paying somebody $8 to $10 an hour to come in and maintain the tools, you're going to be money ahead by doing that, and you're going to have better customer satisfaction and probably turn more labor time. When you really think about it, in that analytical sense. But it's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow because we see it every week. We're in a store. Every time you go in a different dealership, there's a box of new required tools sitting there unopened, unsystemized, and we don't even know where they are when we need them sometimes. So this is a great conversation you kicked off today. I appreciate it.
Thanks for those comments, and that's very strong comments. And anyone else have anything to say before we close? All right. Well, I challenge all of you. If you don't have a good program, I challenge all of you to take into account what I consider the best practice, and I charge them to an RO. My goodness, how's that for ultimate tracking and utilizing the tool room? So take advantage of this. If your tool room's a shambles, admit it and set an action plan in place to deal with it. And then put yourself on solid footing to stop wasting technician time looking for a tool. Thanks for your time, everybody. I hope you have a great day and enjoy the afternoon. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Rob.